you spend a lot of time in your bed. So your bedding, it's very important because the way it hugs you when you go to sleep, the way that makes you feel when you lay in bed at night after a hard day or hard day at work or hard day because whatever happened, it makes you feel comfort. They take all the thread and they comb it, and then they knit by hand. I do not want anything that it's gonna be thrown in the landfills in 6 months. We are making things like our grandparents and great-grandparents did that lasts a lifetime. Home it's so much. People talk about so many things. Let's do this, let's do that. Without that ecosystem, we won't survive. The difference on the touch, on the feel of the product that we make. It's made with love, and it makes a difference. So this is not a fight that I took upon myself for the beauty of it. And the circle of people around you and the energy that you attract, it's so much stronger. Because I think that teaching people and enriching their lives, it's what will make a difference for all of us. This is what will make us all better and the world better. Thank you. Hi, good morning. Good morning. I do not wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I usually go to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not a musician. But I work with overseas and the time difference. So usually I'm in bed at 4:30, 5 o'clock when I stop working. So I'm a little bit woozy, but it's okay. So thank you for coming, first of all. So today the theme is home. And home it's so much. And I think that a home can be a person, can be a place, can be a place that you can feel safe, that you are happy, that you welcome the people you love. A home also can be a friend that can hear your happy moments, your sad moments, your anger, and it stays there for you. So home, it's so much. And I think that in the times that we are living now, a home is one of the most important places for each and every one of us. It's where you sit with your family, with your loved ones, where you fight, where you laugh, where you cry, you scream, and it's where you can really truly be yourself. So I have been in business for a long time, and I love to create things. So I did the big business where I sold to 6 of the top 10 retailers in the world. I had an office in China. I had 60,000 square feet showroom there. And at one point, I decided that that's not what I want to do anymore. Although I love my job, I loved what I did, but I thought that was time to create something and to make a difference. So Yaya & Co. was born 7 years ago. Was an idea of, with all my travels around the world, it's to renew century-old trends and costumes and things that we no longer use anymore because of mass production. So I started looking for people that does mostly artisans, that they had century-old traditions from the families and they were moving away because the mass production took away their ability of make a living. So I knew that I had a long way to go before I could really start working with these people, because you do have to teach them, social compliance, no child labor, how to make their little, even if it's a family business, how to make it productive, how to make it working, how to make it, to have the right materials, the right dyes, the right threads and everything. So it took me about 5 years to get this going and to find the countries I wanted to work with, the people that I wanted to work with, and usually it takes a year until I can start working with someone, because the teaching And, I go from the space they have, how they will make the production, and how it's a whole entire process that I did for 25 years with large corporations, but now it's teaching a little family that does something in their loom at home, having to teach them how to make that viable to the world, and being able to sell and say, I am certain that they are doing things according to our regulations. So I decided to work basically with textiles. I love textiles. I think it's something that brings you comfort. I think that textiles make a home a home. When you come home and you are upset, you sit in your couch or in a chair and you pull your throat, and that is your comfort zone. So we decided, I decided that for sure I wanted to do things that were natural, that were organic, that were handmade, that were made in small looms, that were made by a family, because the energy of that family and the hopes they have to grow and make a living out of the things that they love to do. So I thought that this would be the energy that will come with each and every one of our products could make a difference in our homes. So I started developing a little bit of everything. So I started with rugs and throws and pillows and bedding, because those are things that you spend a lot of time with. You spend a lot of time in your bed. So your bedding, it's very important, because the way it hugs you when you go to sleep, the way that makes you feel when you lay in bed at night after a hard day or hard day at work or hard day because of whatever happened, it makes you feel comfort. It gives you that safety nest that we all want to have. So then we started with also the throws, because it's complementary and it also embraces you. So we started developing things and colors, and I wanted to be more in the natural colors, using only natural dyes when I could, and if I wanted really to have it really, really natural, using the fabrics and the weaving and the threads, all in natural colors. So it was a trial and error for about a year, and then we found our voice. So Yaya today is basically a company that everything that we bring, it's made with natural fibers. It's made by hand. It's made by, for example, our bedding is sewn by people in a school that I created in India that helps women that are raped, child brides, or acid-burned girls. So we take them in, we teach them a trade, and we teach them how to sew, how to embroider, how to this. And once they are ready, we give them a sewing machine, and they can take the sewing machine home, or they can stay at the school where we provide a room for them to work. And then we buy the merchandise from them at above the fair trade, the market price. Whatever law their countries are, which are very different to us, we pay them what we think the value really is, if we would buy from a large corporation or from a retailer or from whatever. So with this, we are teaching this woman also how to use banking systems. So the money that they make, we give them half. They take home to their husbands, because they take the money away from them. And the second part, we put them in the bank in a savings account for them. So if they so decide in the future to move away from the situation they are in, they have a little safety nest for themselves. We are not in charge of their money, they are. Now, although I am a woman, and I know that we have this whole women thing, I'm not doing something only for women. We work with people. because I think that teaching people and enriching their lives, it's what will make a difference for all of us. You can teach a woman to be stronger, but if you don't teach a man to be kinder, softer, more understanding, so the woman can be stronger, but the barriers are going to still there. So we have to work as a unit, not one versus the other, but together, getting to a better place. So the other thing that we do, I'm originally from Brazil, so when I fly to Brazil, usually flying over the Amazon was a vast, black area that it was the Amazon forest. Now, when you fly over the Amazon, you see splashes of trees, and the majority, it's devastated. Now, the Amazon is the largest ecosystem in the world. We can do everything we want. Without the Amazon, we won't breathe. So we need to make sure, and it's very interesting that people talk about so many things, let's do this, let's do that. Without that ecosystem, we won't survive. So the amount of animals and insects and plants and things that you have there, it's so incredible. And today, because of greed, that's nothing more than greed. The Amazon forest is being devastated to the point that it's in danger, but nobody wants to say anything about it because, first of all, it's very close to home, and we are allowing it to happen. Major countries like United States, Japan, Germany, UK, they are profiting from the destruction of the Amazon, so they don't want to speak about it. So we decided that with every sale that we have, that we make, we plant trees in the Amazon. So now, by this year, I think we are going to have 150,000 trees that we are planting. With it's going to be done in Xingu. It's the largest indigenous area in Brazil, and we are planting trees that are local trees. That it's not only trees that we choose to plant because it's nice. We are planting what other people are cutting down. So we are trying to replenish the forest. And I hope that by the next 3 years, we will have 500,000 trees planted in that area. And we are working with other places also, like the, thank you. So this is not a fight that I took upon myself for the beauty of it. I think that we have to, I made my sacrifices in life to get where I am. And I think that now it's my time to do what I love, but with a purpose. And I think that each and every one of us have to really, we have so many ideas, we have so many things that we want to do. Do one little thing every day. Take, plant a little tree here, help someone, smile, give a compliment, tell somebody that they are beautiful or that you have a beautiful smile, because this is what will make us all better and the world better. I told my children, when they were little, they used to hate because everywhere I go, I talk to everybody and I speak to everybody, I touch, I hug. And so Corona was my worst enemy because I couldn't hug anybody. And I do this very naturally because in Brazil, we are very touchy-feely people. And I live here for 35 years, but I'm still with my kissing and hugging and touching and holding hands and things like that. And I watched my son today, and he does the same thing he hated me doing. I look at him, and he's like, oh, your smile is so pretty. Oh, you have a pretty head. And I'm like, darn, you learned well. And he's like, Mom, I know. So, it's we talk about it, and it's so much easier to get things when you are kind. You can, I have my bedside too, don't think it's so pretty. I can give my 5 minutes, but I think that we need to learn that we are not owed anything. We don't deserve anything. We are here for a reason, and we have to be able to accept other people and their faults, and also to be kind doesn't cost any money and doesn't cost anything. And at the end of the day, you feel better because of the good deeds that you did. And to try to do one little thing every day, before you know it, you are going to see that it becomes a habit. And you do this more and more and more. And the circle of people around you and the energy that you attract, it's so much stronger than than if you are mean or rude, or especially people that work. For example, I was listening to something this morning that work in hotels and in restaurants, and this. Sometimes we take our anger, oh, the food is not here. I'm hungry, but it's not her fault that I'm hungry. I didn't eat on time. So, it's little things that make a difference in other people's lives as well. So, Yaya, going back to Yaya, a little back on Yaya. Yaya is, so I have 2 kids. I lost my daughter 10 years ago. And I had 2 choices in life: to become bitter and angry and blame everybody for what happened to her, or turn her soul in something positive. And that's the choice I made. So the trees that we are planting in the Amazon, for example, it's going to be the Yaya forest. So my hopes are that every indigenous person in that tribe will feel the strength of my daughter's soul in every shade, fruit, or anything that those trees will give them. And with that, their happiness will elevate my daughter's soul a little bit higher. So the school that I opened in India also carries her name. And every woman that comes in and feels safe and it's the only place. I have a woman that works for me. She's now 67. And she never had a hug in her life, ever. Not from her parents, not from her husband. She's raped every night for her entire life by her husband. She gets beaten. And when I came in and I hugged her, she first was like a 2x4, she couldn't move. Now when I get to the school, she's the first one that embraces me when I come in. And she said, if I had a little bit of this throughout my life, I wouldn't be so angry with the world, So these are the little things. So I now, when I get there, and they are smiling. So I don't know if you guys know a lot about culture in India, and women have no value in Asia. So what we did at the school is it's a very safe place where they can come in. No man will touch them. They have no fear. So I have music for them the whole entire time they are there. We have music playing. They dance because the Indians love to dance. So they have time for dancing. I have a place where they bring their children. The children are safe as well during the time they are there. And I think that all these things will, at the end, not only elevate my daughter's soul, but also help me cope with her loss. So Yaya is very dear to me, and it's very important to me because I am showing my children how to grow in a kinder way. And I think that when you touch, we have a few pieces here that we want to show you. The difference on the touch, on the feel of the product that we make. It's made with love, and it makes a difference. After making billions of pieces in China for Costco and Home Depot and Walmarts and Sam's of life, where a machine does this, and people that have their only goal is to make money versus a product that is made with love. The touch, the softness, so this is our baby. This is Jordan. Jordan is, I took her away from her mom. So, is she here? Opa. So I took her away from Jordan came in, and she has such a passion for Yaya and Julian, her boyfriend as well. And with Jordan, I cannot even discuss price because I say, Jordan, let's charge this. And she looks at me, how are you going to give more? We need to buy trees. So she keeps me in line with prices. And it's like, she's the Pharaoh mama, in our office. So if you touch, I will pass it around. This is made with cotton, but this is, they brush the thread before they hand weave this. So you will see the softness and the quality of this and the weight, and you won't find it anywhere. Nordstrom is trying to buy it, and I'm like, nah. Sorry, because so you will see the difference with this, and you wrap yourself in something that. So this is made by my women in India. They take all the thread and they comb it, and then they knit by hand all the pieces, and you see the weight of this, the quality. I do not want anything that it's going to be thrown in the landfills in 6 months. We are making things like our grandparents and great-grandparents did that lasts a lifetime. So we want things that you will pass on to your children and to your grandchildren because the quality is there and the history of your family, it's passing down along with the pieces. We have, so just to give you, to be organic does not mean to be boring. This is one of our pillows, and it's also handmade, and it's handmade in 3 states in India. So it goes from our school to Kashmir, that it's an area that it's destroyed by the war zone. Kashmir used to be called the heaven on earth. It's an Islamic state inside India, and I'm Jewish, and I went there. I went to Pakistan too, but that's another story that my son shouldn't hear. But I went into Pakistan to buy rugs from people because I believe that the people do not create wars. Government and greed create wars. People want to live their lives. They want to have a chance to do things for themselves. So this is made by Muslim men. In a portion of it is made by Muslim men in Kashmir, and then goes to my school in Punjab, and then goes somewhere else to get the tufting done. But you will see also the softness of all. And this is our baby.
Our other baby.
Yeah, the other baby. Well, this is our cash cow, basically. This one is the one that everybody loves because it has an acid finish, but it's so organic. So the softness, let me start from this side so you can see the softness of this. Excuse me. And so what we are doing is bringing innovation into manufacturing, but not mass manufacturing. It's manufacturing with respect to the people in the areas that we work with, and it's also manufacturing with hopes that people will start buying things with a reason. Not, the fast fashion is destroying the world. I think it's 14 billion tons a month that ends in the landfill with the $3 t-shirt that after 2 washes become this way, or the bedding that after 6 washes does start creating all kinds of things. So it's paying a little more for things that will last long and that will help us clean the earth and create a better world for everyone else. So going back to home, I want to say, I tried to write something because I was told that you have 20 minutes. Where is he? 20 minutes and you have to be, yeah, didn't work. So, yeah. So he came to me at the office and I said, well, 20 minutes is a little bit difficult because, for example, when I had a meeting with Costco, Costco gives you 25 minutes. And there is a person that comes with the buyer and says, okay, your meeting starts now. And after 20 minutes, they say you have 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. I would spend 3 hours with them. And they said, well, you know what, let's do something different. The day we have time, you come in that afternoon because we know you are always late in the morning. I'm always late. And then we would sit down and talk. Because I think that trying to understand things that you bring into your home, you're not going to buy a bomb and bring it to your home, unless you are not normal. But you try to bring things in your home that will make you happy, that it's memories from trips, it's things like that. So I think that home, the way I see my home, for example, it's the place where I welcome the people I love. It's where my family is. It's where I come in and I love to cook. So, and I'm a good cook too. So people come in and I enjoy being in my kitchen. When I bought my house, the reason that I bought my house was for my kitchen and my family room. So we are all together. I have a 12-seat table in my kitchen because that's where I want my people to be. I want to be cooking and them coming and tasting and this. It makes me happy. So I think that your home, it's a little oasis that we all create for ourselves. That's a place that, I'm going home. You go on a trip, can be fantastic, but there is nothing better than bringing your suitcases and kicking your shoes and say, I'm home. Because that's your place. It's your choice to be there. So I think that the products that we are making now and that we are creating, it gives you that taste, that feel, and that softness, it embraces you, and it makes your home your place. So I'm done. I'm done. Thank you.